Okay. Now we're in. Okay. Now we're into the 1970s, 1970 to 1980, which is good because I graduated in 1977 from high school. I graduated from 1977 high school. And I never thought I'd get out of school, man. I thought school was gonna be, I'm going, and go to school and stuff. And my mother, man, my mother, you know, practically threatened us, if we don't graduate, then you're nobody, and she was she was my backbone to staying in the school. I hated school, man. I hated every day of school. Every minute of school, I hated school. But anyway, now I'm in junior high, 1970s. I'm in junior high, 76, I think, 75, 70, no. See, 74 was last day, I think. 1974 was my last day in grammar school or elementary. Yeah, so it had to been 74, I guess. 74 I started junior high, 7th grade. I forget if I started playing ping pong before 7th grade or not. I think I did because my brother was a year. There's a year, then my brother. So, if it's 74, 5, 7, okay, yeah. Okay, so I was in the 7th grade, like in 1974. So my brother was in the 9th grade, which was the highest grade in our junior high school. It went from 7th to 9th, so I think I did start ping pong, throw it up in the air, ping pong, backhand, bam, slam backhand, bam, slam forehand. Okay, so I think I did start just before junior high because he knew that they were playing ping pong, and my other friend liked to come over and play too, and I kicked the shit out of everybody. I was like a master of ping pong compared to everybody else in the school. I was a master. Everybody feared me. Everybody feared me at school when it come to ping pong. When it come to ping pong, they knew they were gonna lose. If they went against me, there's only 2 or 3 other people that were any, that good at all that had a possibility of beating me, but they had a possibility of losing too. As far as I'm concerned, I was number one. I was number one when it come to ping pong. When it come to ping pong, I was number one. I was a slamming dude. That slam, man. I couldn't wait till we got in the slamming match. Bam, man. I was all ping pong. But shit, man. I'd hold the table all lunch hour. I'd do a ring, go round and round. I keep going around, beating everybody, all the girls, man. The girls hated me, cause I was so short. I was like one of the shorter people, one of the most shortest people in school. I'm still only 5'4", but my family is short. Like I said, my sister is 4'7". My mother was 4'11", and I'm 5'7", or 5'4". I'm 5'4" and about 150 pounds. Now, when I graduated in 1977, I was only 120 pounds, and that'll come into play, and I'll tell you about that. But so I was like the master in one of my shop projects, and it took me a little wheeling and dealing to get this going through. Is to build a ping pong table, with the legs. All you do is put the things, like a 2-inch by half-inch thing around the border around the ping pong table thing, and clamp it down, glue it, and then put the legs on it. Paint it, and that was my project. So I okayed that. I got that okayed by my dad, and that was great because now I had a ping pong table at home again. Because I think something happened to the other one, I forget. But someone fell out and broke it. Probably my older brother. He's like that. But because so I had a ping pong table at home. So I was a master ping pong player. There was very little doubt about that, because I was quick. I was, I knew how to. I loved to run over there and run over there. Whatever the way they wanted to hit it. And then I loved wham, like tennis, but it's ping pong. And getting a slam match. That guy slam, I'd slam back, slam back. It's great. Anyway, that was my junior high year, and then I graduated from there. I guess you call it graduation, but there's no thing about it. But anyway, okay. Now, see there. That's the talking thermometer. See that right there? That is an Irish setter. That's an Irish setter dachshund, or wiener dog. It's an Irish setter wiener dog. His name was Tuffy, and that was like the most favorite dog ever my family had. But still, we loved all our dogs. He lived to be 14. That's Tuffy. And right there is Snoopy. There's Snoopy. She was a Scottish Terrier. And had some other dog in her. And then there's Tuffy right there. There's Tuffy, and there's Snoopy. It's like a Scotty mix. And of course Tuffy, she's this dog. Tuffy was that dog. This was taken on August the 1st, 1974. And August the 1st, 1974. But that's Tuffy. He's an Irish setter dachshund mix, or wiener dog. Irish setter wiener dog mix. Tuffy. That was like our most favorite dog, and he died when he was 14. He had a big tumor. He had like a pink piece of bubble gum, like this, except a little bigger even, like that on his side. It was a tumor. It's probably more like 3 of these, like this. He had like 3 of these, like that, right on his side. And then it started bleeding, and like mushroomed out, It's bleeding, he'd sit there and lick it a lot. And that little dog could run, man. I mean, I was good in running, but shit, that little dog could, if he wanted to, he could outrun my ass like that, no problem. I guess because he knew how to work them 4 legs, and he comes to a fence, a regular fence, say 3.5 feet high, 4 feet, shit, he'd clear that like it wasn't even there. He'd clear it like it wasn't even there. So that's why he's on a chain on there. See on that picture? That's why he's on that chain. The other Snoopy here, we didn't have to have her on a chain. She just stayed in the yard because fence. We had a fence. But that dog right there, Tuffy, see his legs? They're fairly long for his body size, and he had the whole tail and face looks and body looks of an Irish setter, the Irish setter dachshund mix. That little dog could run, Jack. There ain't no way in hell I'd catch up with him. The only way I could catch up with him if I had a big stick like this, say, stop! When he got out, he'd break off his chain and get out. Jump over that fence like it wasn't even there. And what we did is we had him on a steel cable between 2 clothesline post, with a thing like that and a thing like this, clothesline post on either side. And I buried a pan full of water, so you always have water, and right around that pole, so we couldn't get in it and dump it over. And so I dug a little hole, put a pan in it, and kept that full of water for him. And that's what I wanted to show. That's what I wanted to show on that picture. He'd run so much, and he was on like 30, 40 feet, including the chain and the cable we had him on. See, there's a chain going up like that. And what happens is he'd run around like this, have that all the end, because over here the house was in the other side. Not here, this is the other end. But the house was on it, so he couldn't run around like that. But he'd run the whole length of that chain and have that. See how it's bare? See how there's no grass there? That's how much he'd be running. He loved it outside, man. He loved the weather. I can remember when the weather was kind of warm out. Man, he was out there enjoying that shit. You could just see it. You could see him. You could see it. You could see it in his eyes. You could see it in his face. You could just see it. You could see, spring. You could see spring in his face. That dog was so cool, man. You fall in love with that dog. But this is 1970s to 1980s, so there's a third place ribbon. I forget what I got that for. That was county fair. And this one it's marked on the back where that one isn't. See, this one's marked on the back. This is a second place ribbon, and it was for a cannon that I made out of steel, copper, and aluminum. Steel, copper, aluminum, and brass. That's right, brass, steel, copper, and aluminum. I used 4 different metals in shop class. This was in junior high. So I used 4 different metals: aluminum, steel, brass, and copper to make a cannon. So I got second place in the county fair with that. And there's what it says. But that's my second place from the county fair. Okay, and this is 1970s to 1980s. So, okay, so the Marines. See, Marines came to our gym class, and I guess they go to every gym class in all the public schools every year in the high school years. And this was in my 11th grade. Let's see what the date is on this. This is on 75. Okay, this is October the 22nd, 1975. October the 22nd. See that? It says Certificate of Excellence, and that's the Marine emblem, and the Marines carrying the flag. And that's a Certificate of Excellence. And there's only 5 people out of my whole school at that time. There was only I think they just changed it. So it'd be 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So out of four grades of school, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, 4 grades of school, only 5 people got that award. That's a Certificate of Excellence by the Marines, where you do push-ups, pull-ups, running, like the 440, and you do jump roping and a bunch of other stuff to see how physical fit you are. Only 5 people got that, and that's the highest award you can get, is a Certificate of Excellence from the Marines. And that's what that is. And of course, I got it right there. And I was one of the 5. The other four was wrestler, I think, football player, the track star got it, and a baseball or basketball player got it. But they were all in sports. I wasn't. And our track star, he goes, like a day later or something like that, he comes by and says, if you can do all that to get this Certificate of Excellence, which is the highest award that a Marine will issue or can issue, the Certificate of Excellence, if you can do all that, he says, why don't you go out for sports in school? And actually, my shop teacher was a baseball coach, and he did ask me to go out for baseball, and I said no. And I told him, as I told that track star of the school, I said, I'm here to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to graduate high school. I don't give a shit about anything else. I need to graduate high school. Because, like I said, my mom was saying, hey man, if you don't graduate high school, then you probably have to leave your home, and I couldn't do that. I was in love with my home. I was in love with my dog, You know, my dogs, two dogs, Snoopy and Tuffy. And Snoopy died, and then Tuffy died shortly after we got that. That thing was on his, that tumor that was on the side. It was like pink and bleeding and leaking. It's like that on the side. We had it removed, and then came home and started recovering from that. It's doing okay, and then a couple weeks later he died. You know, I guess it was cancerous. I don't know. Anyway, in high school we had a tournament going for, guess what, ping pong. And this track star guy, he was okay in ping pong, but he knew I could kick the shit out of me. I did it all the time. You know, I beat him all the time. He knew that, so he was definitely scared. He was scared. He was scared to go up against me if it came down to that. And guess what? I beat everybody. Right up to me and him. It was me and him. And then somehow the ping pong tournament got canceled. We no longer continued it. It was up to me and him. They already knew who was going to win. I already knew who was going to win. I knew it. It wasn't even going to be a challenge. It would have been me hands down. I guarantee you. But right there is my diploma, my high school diploma. See, there's our school right there. It's all glass, or it's mostly glass. See, it's mostly glass. That's Lower Norks High School of Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's on Kilgore. Right there's my certificate. It's my graduation diploma. It's my diploma. I graduated in 1977 from Lower Norks High School. And that's end of the 70s as far as school goes. That was the happiest day of my life when I graduated. I hated school. But then I got a job as a furniture deliverer. Furniture, hide a bed and stuff. I was able to put hide a beds over my head, and I impressed the owners. The reason I got in there is because a relative worked there for like 10 years already, so he got me in there. But I didn't want to know the roads, as far as driving, so they let me go. And then after I did that, I went to another furniture company, and then I went back to school. I went to Kalamazoo Valley for 2 years. I think 79 was my last year. 1979 was my last year in Kalamazoo Valley. And when it comes to computers, what it was back then, 79 was a call up. You called up the mainframe and did like that. And there was no PC, personal computer. There was no internet at all. There was no iPhone or cell phone. No cell phone, no internet, no. What did we do back then? No, other than watch TV. Right? Okay, what do we do? And okay, then after the 79, I was in the video games. And right at the end of 79, MTV came. 1979, MTV, and I was a big rock and roll MTV video watcher. I loved. You couldn't get me off MTV other than playing video games. I played video games, but that's from 1970 to 1980. And I drove a Datsun truck. I had a Datsun truck that I drove.